If anybody else is out there training dogs saying they're whispering, if they're not changing the people, they're not changing the dog. Because we're the ones that keep doing everything wrong. The dogs understand this. That's a pretty picture of a Aussie-looking dog, the Aussie dog.
Bugs.
Bugs. Now, let's talk to Bugs for just a second if I can. Bugs, does your dog chase other dogs? Oh, he might not have a mic.
He might not.
Okay, he might not have a mic.
He's got,
right.
Well, I released his red dot. If you have a mic there, Bugs, go ahead and take it.
Hey, Bugs, can you hear me okay? Okay, that's all right. Bugs, I was just wondering, if you had any issues with that dog that's sitting in your lap.
I think we'll watch for his text.
Okay, just get us to the next one then.
So you have Davinia from Singapore.
Hi, Davinia.
Yeah, Mark. I just curious. I think I dropped my.
Keep talking.
Hey, Mark. I just read. I watched this YouTube thing, and they said dog has long fur or what? How to say? Has long fur. Then they shed, and some dogs.
Okay, Davinia, this is a G-rated room, and we really can't understand what you're saying, so we'll just continue from there. Go ahead.
Shedding.
No. Were you saying it's losing its coat or it's going poop?
All right, let's continue on with some other less controversial things. One of the things that I think a lot of people misunderstand is what is whispering. Mark was saying about what the difference between whispering and training is. And most people with an out-of-control dog need to look in the mirror and see what their lives look like. The dog is just a symptom. The dog is not always the problem, but the dog is the symptom of the problem. Very, very often what we'll have is people who will contact us, and the dog was this great dog for 4 or 5 years or 6 years, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, it bit the grandchild. Or all of a sudden, out of the blue, it attacked somebody. Or all of a sudden, out of the blue, something else major happened. And people say, but the dog never bit anybody. Just because he didn't bite somebody for 5 years doesn't mean that he's not going to bite somebody. Just because he hasn't had accidents for his whole life doesn't mean he won't. So that's a symptom. When we see a good dog that turns, I don't want to say bad, but turns into one with issues, most of the time it's people's lives. Someone lost their job. Someone's parent died. Someone's child went off to college. Something in that person's life changed drastically. And because our dogs are just the best animals in the entire world, when they feel that our energy drops and that we're not protecting them anymore, they protect us. So if somebody loses a spouse or loses another pet even, very often what will happen is months later, this dog that was this perfect dog its whole life changes. So Mark and I go in, and we also train people around the country to do what we do. Mark and I will go in to a person's house, and we call it our Dr. Phil moments. We actually change the people back to what they were. One lady that I remember very well, she had a little West Highland White Terrier, cutest thing in the world, was 6 years old. All of a sudden, 3 months before, this dog had gone crazy. It had attacked like 3 of the neighbors. It had gotten out of the house and attacked other dogs. And it was a very happy-go-lucky prior to that, kind of a dog. Well, we got into her life a little as we had to, and we found out her mother had died in November, and here it was March or whatever. Her mother, she was so devastated. This woman wasn't married. Her mom was everything to her. Her mom died. The dog sensed this woman's energy dropping, and the dog said, gee, Mom, I love you. I'm going to protect you now. So please don't get mad at your dog or frustrated at your dog. he's not trying to piss you off. I know sometimes, like a husband, they just try to piss you off because they're husbands, or wives do that, or kids. But your dog is honest. So if your dog has an issue, please don't assume that he's doing something just to annoy you. There's a reason for it, and it usually comes from us, or it's a behavioral thing that can come from nutrition. It can be things he's eating. It can be different things in his environment. But don't run to and jump to conclusions. Oh, this dog, I've had it, I'm getting rid of him. He's just doing what he feels that he needs to do to protect you. All right, so,
All right. Well, see about. All right, who's next on? Let's get somebody else on the mic.
Well, Doc.
I don't have the name, but we've got a Doc Baltimore here.
Can we talk with Doc?
Hi, how are you guys doing?
And if not, then Bugs, if you want to get on the mic, I'll.
Yep, she just answered you. She just answered you. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, I had a question. My dog.
While we're waiting, let me talk about some of you guys.
Okay, I don't think they hear us. That's the problem. You guys hear us?
The pit bull what came from Michael Vick or whatever, and he had his teeth pulled and he lost his tail and he only got 3 legs, goes by the name of Lucky. It doesn't matter to the dog what that dog has gone through. What matters is what the dog is doing now. Think about that. In the moment, what is your dog doing now? If you don't like it, correct it. But it's our energy that we take from that, oh, poor thing, Michael Vick dog, oh, ooh, ah. Can people hear me? I hope.
Yeah, can you hear me, Mark?
It's our energy that changes, feeling sorry for the dog.
Okay, Mark, you're going to need to put your mic back on voice activated. Okay, hang on a second, folks. We're having a bit of a problem here. Okay, they're experiencing a bit of a problem here. Let me see if I can fix it for them. Sorry about that, folks.
Teaching